Found out on my birthday that my girlfriend has been having a 4-month affair with married man. Advice. TLDR. I found out on my M29 birthday my girlfriend, F29, has been having an affair with a MM who has children from her work for 4 months. I've ended it, but I feel absolutely broken. I caught her out because I was meant to stay over, but she asked to go on a night out with the girls. I asked her to let me know when she got home safe, and she never did. Called her at 5 a.m. after a sleepless night, and she hung up. It's my birthday. I turn up to the house, park slightly away, and watch him leave. She then texts me saying happy birthday and to come over and sorry she didn't message. I walk through the door and she says happy birthday and kisses me. Hands me a present as a card. I've been suspicious for a few months. It's a guy who she works with. He's been picking her up and dropping her after work. We don't live together, so she would tell me she was working late and to come over another time, but really she was with him. I've given her multiple opportunities to tell me if anything was going on, and she denied it every time. I said to her that men don't just do something like that for kindness. He didn't live nearby as well. This time she had no get out. I told her I'd seen it. She begged me to stay and talk things through. She said she didn't know why she did it, but it started when I went away with my dad for 3 weeks on holiday. She didn't know why she kept me around. She'd been cheated on before, so I wrongly thought that she wouldn't inflict that on someone else. I told her that I thought she was a nice person, but she was actually a horrible person which she couldn't handle, and told me to leave. I've blocked her on everything. It's obvious in hindsight. She was always tired, irritable, hiding her phone, emotionally inconsistent. She gave just enough to make me think it was okay. She told me she loved me every day and not to overthink things. I feel sick about things as they start to add up. A bottle of massage oil going missing, her suddenly wearing nice underwear to work all the time, her 1 minute switching back to me when he became distant. She's had random bruises appearing on the back and sides of her thighs, which she told me was her letting him hit her with his belt, but before would say she must have knocked into something at work. I feel broken. I've barely slept in the days since finding out. I feel sick. I've never felt a connection like I have with her. She's been trying to reach me through friends. She's trying to suck me back in. She told my friend that she needs to know I'm okay and to please let her know. She said I was too good for her and she knew it from the start. I just don't know how I move forward. How do I trust again? How do I ever look at people the same way? How did I not see it? It's so obvious now, and I never even registered it as something she would do. Update. I have let the wife know. I found her on Facebook. I knew who he was already, as she told me he was just a friend from work. I know my worth, and it felt good to walk away. I'm just craving the intimacy and comfort at the moment. Update in the comments. I've taken a risk and rang the wife through Facebook Messenger. She hadn't got the messages. They were probably in message requests. And she was a bit like, "Who the fuck are you?" I explained the situation, named my ex, and said I knew her husband was having an affair. She knew my ex's name and said that he had told her that they were just friends. Apparently they all do this. I'm not sure she believed me. I gave her my ex's address and I said turn up there next time he's on a night shift, if you don't believe me. I think now I've put the doubt in, she will probably start to put things together anyway. Thanks everyone for your supportive comments. Fuck cheaters and fuck my ex. Story 2. Fool me once, twice, thrice. Advice. Our marriage on paper or on social media, it seems to be goals, as most people would say. Both attractive people, beautiful kids, and well-liked amongst our peers. Like most marriages, we have our issues. Although, I would assume none like this is a common issue amongst us all. The first occurrence was prior to being married, which was explained to me as she was seeking emotional support. At the time, we were going through a rough patch. I discovered she was texting someone whom she had previous relations in the past. Over the next several weeks, the story began to unravel. Allegedly, the affair was only via text. I never found any media shared, to which I was told none was shared. However, during this time period, I received NSFW photos and videos. To this day, my wife denies seeing that man in person to consummate the affair despite the emotional connection, which lasted 2 months. I asked her to end the affair, to which she agreed so that we can focus on a positive future. To my knowledge, she has not spoken to that man since then. The second occurrence happened a few months ago. My wife and I were in rough patch. She chose to engage in explicit texts with someone from the past, a different man. See the pattern? My wife alleges that this was merely revenge to my treatment of her. Context: I was frustrated and called her a B-word, edited for mods, in front of our children, which is one of her boundaries. The affair lasted 2 weeks, no evidence of media shared. She claims to have not met up with the man, to which I believe, as I was WFH on most of those days. The difference in the two: the first one, there was a real connection that was established, confirmed by my wife, which is why I don't believe she didn't meet up with the man. Whereas the recent affair, she claims to not give a F, as it was revenge. She says she ended the affair by blocking him on social media, where I discovered the affair. However, I have suspicions that my wife is not being truthful with me on saying she's no longer engaging in deceitful acts. As shared, she stated the most recent was merely revenge. She claims to have allowed the affair to be discovered in plain sight. About a week ago, I was walking into our living room and glanced over to see WhatsApp being opened by facial recognition. I'm familiar with the app's interface as I use it as well. Anyway, I did not want to freak out or anything. We spoke in length about being better partners to each other. However, maybe a day or so later, my youngest son, who was in my lap, was using her phone to watch videos. A flurry of WhatsApp notifications popped up. I assumed the messages were from a group of friends, so I said, "Hey, your friends are blowing up your phone." I showed her it was WhatsApp. She then said, "Okay, open it up." I said, "How? It's protected?" "Why?" She said, "Well, you have my passcode. Just open it." Strangely, she got up and walked away. I entered the passcode. The app opened up. I could see the girl group chat going off. But the context of the conversation was about shopping for Halloween. It should go without saying that I skimmed the messages. Anyway, at the top of the collection messages was a folder for archived messages. I clicked the folder, to which I saw a few archived messages. Majority were no longer active except for 2, both of which had been active within the last 2 weeks, although I could see no wall of text. So I assumed the conversations are set to disappear after closing the app, which I'm aware is a feature similar to Snapchat. Typically, I would say I'm a genuinely happy person. During the period of the second affair, I wasn't myself, but I snapped out of it and kept it pushing. I understand every relationship or marriage goes through rough patches, to which the couple has conversations to identify the issues to seem to want to work towards a positive future. Yet, the deceit and lies are quite heartbreaking. My wife has shared that she never thought she would cheat on me. She says always ignored or dismissed any man's advances. Says her friends are always envious of the way I treat her, aside from the arguments. What changed? It's hard to say. Our love languages are different. Mine is physical touch, gift giving, words of affirmation and quality time, while hers are acts of service and quality time. This is an experience I've kept close to my chest. I've honestly ran through many scenarios of how I should move forward. More negative than positive. Positive is stay for the kids, for the future. Negative is this is becoming a pattern, call for a divorce, and live without the weight on my shoulders. But also, with the recent discovery, do I inquire what's going on? What if it's nothing and we're back to a negative space? I pushed for answers. Thanks for reading. Best regards. Comment 1. She's a cheater. She's always been a cheater. She showed you who she was before you married her. She definitely physically cheated that time and you know it, but you rug swept. You've caught her again. Do you really think it's only been these few times? Her go-to move when angry is to contact other men. Do you really want to live this way? DNA test your kids, get a STD panel done. Let her know you are doing it so maybe she'll understand the damage she has done. Ask how you can believe her. She a cheater and cheaters always lie. Speak to an attorney so you know what divorce would look like for you. Then make a decision. Do you want to spend the rest of your life waiting for the next time? Or do you want to find someone who loves and respects you and whom you can trust? It's your life, you do it your way. But always waiting for the next shoe to drop is a tough way to live. Comment 2. Her pattern of behavior suggests otherwise. At some point you need to know what is going on. You cannot decide your life based on assumptions. Before you confront her, I would consult a lawyer and get an understanding of the process. You need to figure out the finances and custody. Then confront your wife. You have nothing to lose. Her prior actions hint that it is cheating. At some point, you need to be able to put the anxiety she causes you to rest. That will not happen until she can be a safe partner for you. If you are uncomfortable doing it yourself, then ask for marriage counseling and address your issues there. Either way, the current situation and dynamics in your marriage is unsustainable and bad for your mental health.